Hi friends, welcome back to my session. And in this session, we are going to learn about how we are going to integrate the GitHub account with Jenkins and how we can be able to build the code. And at the same time, how we are going to build by running the code locally by executing the shell script. And at the same time, how we are going to parameterize the project. Everything we are going to discuss in this session. Okay. In the from the earlier session, as I have already Jenkins server which has been deployed over AWS. So instead of creating the new Jenkins server, I'm going to use the same Jenkins server which I had created in the earlier session. Okay. So as the Jenkins server is already installed and running, how we can open the Jenkins server? Just open the public IP and copy the same, paste in browser and press semicolon 8080. What is the port number for Jenkins? 8080. Just press enter. Then you will be able to get the sign in page of Jenkins. What is the username? Dev tester. It is my username. The password which I had set, I'm going to enter the same. So just sign in. So then I will be able to sign in into my Jenkins page. Here, as I have already one job which I had created there, so I am going to remove this job. So suppose if you want to build the file, if you want to build the same job, from here you can be able to build, and if you want to configure from here, if you want to delete the project from here, you can delete the project, and if you want to rename the project from here, you can be able to rename the project. But right now there is no requirement with this, so I am going to delete this project. Successfully it has been deleted. So right now what I am going to do, I am going to create one new project. Okay. So in this, as I already told to you earlier in the earlier session, again I'm going to teach out you how we are going to integrate the GitHub account. So I'm going to create J1. J1 stands for job 1. I'm going to create the freestyle job. Click OK. Then the J1 job has been created. So I'm going to use the source code management tool as Git. So it is asking to enter the source code URL, repository URL. So from where I will get this repository URL, just log on into the GitHub account and check the repository which you have the code. Right now I have the code in the dev tester 1234 git1. So open the repository and do you have this? No. So get back. So again, I think git test, Jenkins test. This is the file actually I am looking for. Okay. In this file I have the hello world program. Just copy the code. HTTPS hypertext transfer protocol secure. Copy. Go to J1. Here repository. As credentials are not required because of it is not a private repository, it is a public repository. Everybody can be able to access my repository because of it is public. If it is private, then credentials are required because of anonymous access has been blocked. So whoever having the credentials, then they only can be able to access my repository. But right now, my the repository which I had created is public, so that's why I'm not going to select any kind of credentials. Okay, and if you think if you put the master, it will be failed because of currently it is in which branch? The code is in which branch? Main branch. Suppose if you mention here in master branch, save, and if you build the code by selecting the wrong branch, what will happen? We are going to check here. Just click on build now. It will be failed because of we are selecting the wrong branch. So that's why it has been failed. If you want to check the same, you can check here. It is failed. So verify the repository and branch configuration for this zip. So with the help of the logs, we can be able to find out the reason why it has been failed. So here, because of the misconfiguration of branch, it has been failed. So we need to check which branch are we are using. So it is in main branch. So that's why must and should we just need to select main branch only. Otherwise, it will be failed. Go to J1, configure. Here I just need to modify from master to main. Then we need to execute again. Then we can check it will be passed. It will be succeeded. So I will show to you. As we are using some free tier eligible now, so that's why there is a little bit delay while loading. We just need to wait until it has been opened. Okay. Git, the repository is main. Okay. Save. And once it has been saved, just execute build now. Then if you observe it, it will be succeeded. Yes. Is it succeeded? Yes, because of we had entered the correct branch and at the same time we had entered the correct URL. So it has been succeeded. Fine. As I told to you earlier, how many jobs we can create, that many jobs will be visible in the workspace. If you want to check the same, just log on into the mission like Jenkins server. Instead of calling mission, we can call as a Jenkins server. So how we will be logging? Just click on connect, just copy the same and go to the enter here. Then you will be able to connect to the Jenkins server, which has been deployed over AWS in the Northern Virginia region. Just you need to log in as a root user, sudo -i. Here, if you change the directory to var lib Jenkins workspace, here if you type ll, how many things are there? J1. Job 1 is the early session which will be removed automatically. Right now the job 1 is no more, but it is displayed here. After some time it will automatically refresh. It will went off. You don't need to worry about the job 1. Currently how many jobs I have? I have only one job, that is J1. So is it displayed here? If you want to go inside of this J1, go J1, yes, ll, you have the file 1, cat file 1, you have the hello world program. Is it build succeeded or not? Yes, obviously it has been succeeded. Just type cd enter. Again you will get back to the root directory. Fine. Here you had understand how we are going to integrate the GitHub repository with the Jenkins. Right now I don't have the code in the GitHub repository. I have the code locally, but I just want to build by executing the shell script. How I am going to do? So instead of doing the same on this, I am going to create new item. I am going to create the project name J2, as it is also freestyle. Click on OK. So the new job will be created. So once the new job has been created, instead of selecting Git, I am just selecting none. I don't have any source code management tool. The code is available locally. So what I am going to do, here you have the build steps. So here you just need to click on the drop down section. Here just check execute shell. Click on it. Then the shell path will be open to you. Here it is the shell space. Here I am going to execute one command, touch file 2. Okay, touch file 2. Suppose if I want to print something, if I want to enter something content into this file, how I will be done? Echo echo, this is Jenkins server, okay, greater than file 2. Means by executing this command, what will happen on the background? Touch file 2 means it will create the file 2. Once the file 2 has been created, it will print the content. This is Jenkins server. The same thing will be append into the file 2, means will enter into the content. This will happen or not, we will check. Okay, save. Right now I am not selected the source code management tool. Just I had selected execute shell and I had entered the comment. Okay, the script has been entered. Just click on save, and once it has been saved, just build it now. Check whether it has been succeeded or not. Yes, it has been succeeded. If you open the console output, here you will be able to see the things. Touch file to, this is Jenkins server, print, it has been printed. Finally, the build has been succeeded. So as I told to earlier, how many jobs I have, that many jobs will be visible in the workspace. Is it true or false? Yes. If I want to check the same, cd, instead of typing everything, as I already executed the command earlier, na, just press the up arrow, then varlib Jenkins workspace, enter. If you type ll here, here is it displaying J1, J2? Earlier only we have J1 job 1, but right now J1, J2 job 1. We have, it is ignore about job 1. We have two files, J1 and J2. Okay, and if you want to change the directory to J2, okay, cat J2. Otherwise cat no, ll. What the things are there inside of J2? We have the file 2, cat file 2. We have this is the content which is resides inside of file 2. This is Jenkins server. Okay, so with the help of, if I want to run the script without connecting to the source code management tool, this is the process. In build step, we just need to select the execute shell, and in that shell workspace we need to enter the commands, so it will execute and we will get the output. Okay, and if you want to check the CPU, the command is means, if you want to check the status, how much usage, how the CPU utilization, ls CPU. If you want to check the memory, what is the command? ls mem. It will list all the things which are related to this mission. We have 1 GB RAM and 128 GB and offline memory 0 GB. Everything it will be displayed. Okay. Regarding memory, if you want to think the CPU, ls CPU. Okay. Right. Parameterized. How we are going to parameterize our project? Okay. Suppose if I want to make the J2 project as a parameterizer project, how I am going to done? Just click on configure. So once you had entered into the configure, so you have the option, this project is parameterized. Just click on it. Okay. You have total 9 parameters, but in real time, we mostly work on the choice parameters only. Okay. No worries. If you want to check out the list of parameters, I'm going to show to you. We have the string parameter. Suppose if I, while running any project, if I want to mention regarding which purpose I'm going to run this build, with the help of the string parameter, I can be able to mention the comment. Choice parameter. The choice parameter is used if I go to run any build, for which project I'm going to run, means for which client, for which project, that can be created with the help of the choice parameter. Credentials. If I want to set any predefined Jenkins credential, means like if I want to set credentials while executing the build, with the help of the credential parameter, I'm going to set the credentials parameter. File. If I want to copy the file from my local machine, with the help of the file parameter, I can be able to do that. Multi-line string. If I want to put some matter while executing any kind of build, with the help of multi-line string parameter, I can be able to do that. The string parameter has a limited number of characteristics, but for coming to multi-line, we can be able to enter multiple lines. And password parameter. It is also similar to the credential type, but allows us to pass a plain text parameter. Okay, specific to job or pipeline. Run parameter. It is an absolute URL to a single run of another job. Okay, and regarding each parameter, we had already mentioned note, and just go with these parameters, and at the same time we will go with the lab session as well. Just open this, and what are the parameters are everything we are going to discuss. Suppose first of all I'm going to select the choice parameter. Okay, it is asking you the name. Suppose we have the multiple clients are there. What we have? We have multiple clients are there. So name CLIENT, the client. I have the company. I have one company, so and so company. In this company, I am supporting for the multiple clients. I have one client, Swiggy. I have another client, Zomato. I have another client, Uber. I have another client, Vola. I have total 4 clients are there. So if I going to run this project, for which client I'm going to run this project? This will be set up. This setup will be done with the help of choice parameter description. Select the client which you want to which you want to which you want to build the code. Okay, save. So right now, if I want to execute the J2, here earlier we have the option only build, but right now we have the option build with parameters. Suppose if I going to build with parameters, it is asking me, so for which client you are looking to execute this build for? So how many options we have? Total 4 options. Either I can select Swiggy, or either I can select Zomato, or either I can select Uber or Ola. So based on the client which I am actually make deployment, I am going to select that particular client. Okay, go to configuration. We have this one of the parameter, choice parameter is one of the parameter out of those parameters. We have multiple parameters are there. So let us have a discussion. So I am going to add one more parameter. What is the parameter? String parameter. So name is client. The name is client. What is default value? Reason. I am going to ask the reason. Enter the reason. Suppose I am going to build some file for particular client. So I just need to mention the reason why there is necessity to run this build. So if with the help of the string parameter, I can be able to put the reason. Just save it. And if I going to run with the build with parameters along with the choice parameter, I will get the string parameter as well. So I need to select the client. For which client? Swiggy. Reason. What is the reason? Here I need to mention the reason. Suppose testing purpose. If I press enter, no. It has only single line. But I just want to mention the big reason. Because of in single line I can't be able to mention the reason. But it is not a silly reason. There is a major issue is there. So because of the reason I am going to build. So if I want to mention, it will not accept my length of characteristics. But I want to enter that description more. In that scenario, what I am going to done, I am going to add multi-string parameter. So again, go to configure. In configure, just add parameter, multi-line string parameter, client, reason, save. Okay. So if you build with parameters, then it is asking you, it is choice parameter and it is asking the reason. It is string parameter, one reason. If it here in the multi-string parameter, 1, 2, 3, 4, we have the multiple lines. If you select the string parameter, you have only eligibility of one line. But if you select the multi-line string parameter, you have the multiple lines. Whatever the reason you have, you can mention in a lengthy wise. So this is the purpose we are going to use the multi-line parameters. Okay, and we have some more parameters are there. So based on the requirement, based on the terms and conditions, we are going to use those parameters. Parameters makes us clear understanding why we are going to execute this build. Is there any specific reason? So by selecting these things, we are going to execute and add parameter. Suppose if I want to check the Boolean parameter, here name, um, database. So here I'm going to add. Suppose if I sometimes what will happen if I want to execute the code, sometimes there is a dependency. Sometimes there is no dependency required. Suppose whenever the dependency is required, I'm going to select that option. But whenever there is no dependency required, I'm going to unselect the option. So how that will be able to done? With the help of the Boolean parameter, we can be able to do that. Just click on save. Okay. And build with parameters. Here you will be able to see the database option is showing here. If you have the dependency to integrate this database along with the build, you can select this option. Otherwise, you can ignore this option. How this will be able? With the help of Boolean parameter. Okay. If you want, you can add. If you did not want, if you do not want, you can ignore. Okay. Go to configure. You have some more parameters are there. We will have a quick look on those parameters. And here just add parameter. Here we have the choice parameters, no file parameter. Here if I want to add any file location while building. So suppose I have the file in my local machine. I am going to mention the path here. So what are the path location I have mentioned here? It will automatically execute the file. It will pull the file from that particular location. It will build the code. So this can be achieved. This requirement will be achieved with the help of the file parameter. But right now it is not required. I am going to show to you the further things. Run parameter. Okay. Name, client, project, select project. Okay. Save. And if you are going to build with parameters, here the first one is we need to select. It is a choice parameter. We have multiple choice are there. Cancel. Okay. Here it is a string parameter. Here we have the multiple lines to mention. Here multi-line string parameter. It is a Boolean parameter. And if I want to check the client, this is a run parameter. For which project I am going to run this project. With the help of the run parameter, I will be able to provide. And if you go, we have some more parameters are there. Just we will have a quick look on those parameters as well. Again, you just need to yeah, if you didn't require, you can cancel from here. This parameter will be eliminated, and what are the parameters you are required to run this build, those parameters will be added. If you didn't have the requirement with those parameters, you can be removed those parameters. And password parameter also the similar way, like credential parameters. Okay, in this way we can be able to parameterize our project. Okay, and in this session we will go to learn about upstream and downstream. How I will be able to do that, we are going to discuss, but not in this session. We will discuss in the next session. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed the session. We will meet up in the next session with the new topic, but do not forget to subscribe my channel. Please subscribe my channel, and whoever is looking towards the cloud technologies to learn, please share with your friends who is eagerly looking to learn these cloud technologies. And do not forget to subscribe. At the same time, do not forget to hit the bell button as well. I hope you guys will support. Thank you. Thank you for joining into my session. And we will meet up you in the next session with the new topic. Until signing off, thank you. Bye bye.